smaller group today, but I know there's some that'll be showing up here in a little bit because they're speaking, so they're I'm gonna try to make my portion of it short and sweet because I hear people are tired of hearing me talk. So we're starting to have guest speakers come in to give everybody an idea of what's going on and stuff. But I want to welcome everybody who's here. It's good to see everybody. And just to give you a little bit of history of what I've been doing lately, last week I went to San Marcos to a travel fair. It was for TxDOT Travel Tourism Stocks and Texas Department of Wildlife. I had a great time with the Texas Department of Wildlife because I really went overboard on promoting Dinosaur Valley State Park. For those of you who are friends with me on Facebook, I'm sure you saw my Mighty Region 5 t-shirt and my Dinosaur Bite t-shirt. It was a great hit. But what I wanted to let you know there is that I do have a copy, I think Jerry has it, of the proof of the magazine. The magazine will actually be out next week. So if y'all want magazines, come by the office and get them so you can put them in your shops, your businesses, in your cabins, whatever, so people can see it. I got orders for over 3,000 of the magazines just at that one travel fair. I only ordered 10,000. So I'm probably going to have to be doing another run here pretty soon, which is great. You know, we'll get the word out even farther. People were amazed at what was in the magazine and the quality of the magazine and the pictures. Everybody wants to know where the pictures came from, Dennis Moore. Thank you very much. It is a beautiful magazine. It's a magazine by the numbers. How many of you know what kind of magazine that is by the numbers? Well, apparently it's very popular. Harry knows because
you gave us the
by the numbers is where each different area, like Dinosaur Valley State Park, has the number 1909. I think is the number. I'm just throwing that off the top of my head. It's when the first dinosaur print was founded in Dinosaur Valley State Park. Or let's see, what's another one? Dinosaur World. The number is 150 because there's 150 life-size dinosaurs there.
Number 30 for the downtown historic square, that's the number of historical sites on the walking tour.
Yep, that's in there as well.
It's really cool.
And so people found that very interesting. We also have some coloring pages for the kids of the dinosaurs and a crossword puzzle. We also did a thing called What's Near Me so that people know they can come here and stay. And it's only 17 miles to Granbury if you want to go see a drive-in movie or if you want to go to the, thank you, Jerry. This is the copy of the cover. I'll leave this out in the back. Everybody can kind of glance through it if you're interested in it. But like I said, they'll be in next week. I'm just going to put this on the front here. So the travel fair went good. I've talked to Cleveland and Granbury. For once, we're all on the same page, and I believe we're all going to be pitching in together and do a booth at the Texas Municipal League annual conference, which has about 3,000 people that come to that. So that should be another good opportunity for us. In the back, if you didn't sign in, please sign in. We also, our social this month is going to be at the Expo Center. I know some of y'all are like, oh, I've been to the Expo Center, but how many of you knew that there was a back pavilion and some other places that I didn't know they had? So they are hosting us next Tuesday from 6 to 8. Mary with Taylor's Turn and Burn will have hors d'oeuvres and stuff for us. If you want to buy a beer there, you can buy a beer. They will have barrel racing going on, and we'll get to go through a tour through the whole facility so you'll know what all they have there for meetings, breakout rooms, all that kind of stuff. So it'll be really good. So sign up for that so we'll know about how many people we're having. Also, back there we have postcards that I took to the travel fair. Stacy, will you hold up your postcards so everybody will have one here? If you want to pick up one of these, they're a lot better than what we put out before, but to put out in your business or up front or in your rooms, which tells people our new app, which is across the top. It tells us our website, our Facebook page, all of our major attractions, how to get in touch with us, our phone numbers and everything. So this is a great little tool to have just to tell people about the app. Okay, and of course, Glen Rose. And let's see here. All the flyers are back there. The calendar of events for May is back there. If you have an event you want put on the calendar, please, I need to have it by the middle of the month because I write an article for the Showcase magazine each month on entertainment in Glen Rose. And I have to have that in around the 10th or 15th of the month. So I kind of need to know what's going on before, about that time, so I can make sure it's in the article. If not, I can adjust the calendar later, but you just won't be in entertainment for Glen Rose. And we have a lot of stuff going on. And so that really, the word has spread on how much we have going on here in Glen Rose. People are amazed. They thought we were just Dinosaur Valley, Fossil Rim, okay, Big Rocks Park. And now they know that we have so much more here. And when they see our calendar of events, they're like, oh my gosh, who knew so much stuff was going on in Glen Rose? So be sure and get those. One other thing is, we've been talking about our customer service, tourism, free seminar, training class for everybody in town, all businesses, all your employees, hotels, restaurants, drugstores. I know the city's sending all of their employees to it. This is a way that we can get all of us to be on the same page as far as customer service goes. I was grateful to hear that they came to visit the square this past weekend and were very amazed at how friendly everybody was, and people were handing out the flyers that we have of the attractions and the restaurants and the shopping and all that stuff. So this is just another step, but it is free. So how often do you get a chance to send your employees to a free customer service training seminar / tourism? Because our industry is tourism. For those of you who don't realize that yet, we are all about tourism. So that means every one of us needs to know what all we have here. Because people will stop you on the street, they'll stop in a gas station if they're going to get propane, for their RV, what else is there around here or whatever. Everybody needs to know where to send people to see a dinosaur footprint, because very few people do know, especially the working force here, the teenagers that work at Dairy Queen or wherever. They all need to know, because if we can't tell people where our tourism is, then we're losing money. We're losing people coming here to stay. So in the back, there is a sheet that tells you all about it. It's just a 2-hour course. So the first hour is on customer service, the second hour is on tourism. We've got 3 different dates and 3 different dates so that you can adjust your schedule, with your employees and stuff. You don't have to be a business though. If you're interested in knowing, because I know it's my job, but I see people on the square kind of looking a little lost or maybe looking at the ice house and, are you interested in history? Oh yeah, well, hey, download this app and you can do this walking tour, or if you have the QR code, thing, you can scan it and walk it out. Or I've run into people who went up to the Green Pickle after 3 o'clock. They close. They're sitting there like, okay, they have hungry kids in the car. So I get out and knock on the window, are you hungry? Yes, we are. Would you like to know where to go eat? Yes, we would. It's all of our jobs to make sure we let people know who are here in our town, where they can go. What kind of food do you want to eat? You need to know what kind of restaurants we have. You need to know what kind of shopping we have, where the antique stores are, all that kind of stuff. So it's everybody's responsibility, whether you have a job or not. Gary and Linda are out walking around and stuff. They're just as good a customer service sources as anybody else to stop and ask, people, can I help you find something, or do you need something? So this will be great for everybody. It's free. The sign-up sheets for each day is in the back, and then you can pick up the sheet which actually tells you about it. So that's our big thing, and I'm going to shut up now, and I'm going to let Steve Garcia come up and tell you a little bit about it. Steve Garcia and his corporation is actually going to be doing the customer service side of the customer service classes. Steve?
Thank you very much. How's everyone doing today?
Great.
It wasn't very convincing.
Great.
How y'all doing today?
Two chairs up front. I'm late. Gotta be up front. Come on.
Come on up front.
Come on.
Okay, in case any of you are wondering, I am standing.
Oh, that was good.
I'm Steve Garcia. A lot of you know me as
Mr.
kind
Glen
of
Rose.
Mr. Glen Rose.
Yeah.
And I don't even live here, but as the face of the hotel here. But I wear a couple of different hats. if you know Jerry Sheik's the owner of the hotel here, we have a new corporation, Polaris Hospitality. So we're into training, we go into hotels and we, our management company to make them, a profit is what we do. But I got a question for you real quick. How many know, and most everyone should know this, how many people know who Jordan Spieth is? Raise your hand. Okay. Jordan Spieth is a young guy from this area who won the Masters tournament last year, right? He was geared up to win it again, and I'm a big fan of his because he's a hell of a guy. He's a nice guy, down to earth. I didn't get to watch the Masters this year because I was out and about, but I had my phone and I had my Yahoo Sports and I could track how he's doing. And I'm watching this. It's really late into the round and I'm going, he's got this nailed. He is on it. He's going to win again. North Texas is going to look great. A little bit later, I get back on to look to see the celebration of him winning. He's not even on the leaderboard. What happened to Jordan Spieth?
13th hole.
3 holes. Out of all the golf before that, fantastic. 3 holes and it went down starting with 1 hole. So he had one bad experience that turned his whole Masters, it was there for him to take. Turned it all for nothing. And it turned him into what a lot of people would say a loser. He's not, but that's the way a lot of people look at it. Now if you know me, I'm an analogy guy. I take that analogy and I put it with Glen Rose. Let's say the Garcia family comes to Glen Rose for vacation or whatever we're coming to. First time here. We're staying at a fantastic hotel. Let's arbitrarily pick one.
One that's in the top
Yeah.
3%.
Right. But that's not a plug, unless you want to be a plug. The staff there's great. We're greeted great. I go have some, excuse me, I need to get some water for a second. Talk amongst yourselves. Sorry about that. Okay, the hotel stay is great. They went down and had dinner on the square. Everything was fantastic. Their whole trip, they're here for a week. They can't wait to come back. They're wrapping their trip up. They go down to a particular business, and all of a sudden, they get treated, excuse my language, like crap. When they go, what are they going to remember? Are they going to remember this great hotel? Are they going to remember the great dinner they had at Fossil Ram or all their attractions? What are they going to remember? That bad experience, right? It takes one bad experience. Now, I'm not talking about a little hiccup. I'm talking about a really bad experience. Kind of ruined their whole trip. That's why when we talk about being on the same page with customer service, that's what we have to be, because when someone leaves this hotel, and we treated them well, they're going out into Glen Rose. Hopefully they're going to love it. We think they are, because next year they're going to come back to this hotel and give us more money. But if they have that bad experience, that's what happens. So being on the same page is what's going to help us in the long run. It's like a 50,000-foot view. If everybody's on the same page, everything is going to work out. So that's kind of the gist or the catalyst for this training that we're going to have. The one thing that, if you want to know what you're going to expect out of the training, I'm not going to stand up here and I'm not going to preach to you like I'm some kind of a customer service guru, because I'm not. But I tell you what, there'll be a lot of people in these classes who are. So we're going to share experiences. I'm going to go over some techniques. I'm going to go over some theories, give some good examples about that. And in the end, if we're all on the same page, then the impression of Glen Rose that these folks are going to have when they leave is going to make them scream to come back here. And in fairness to Glen Rose, I think they kind of already have that, but we want to maintain that, and we don't want to give them that one bad hole and lose the Masters Championship. So, are there any questions?
Well, we'll be starting out with the customer service side of it with Steve. And one thing I promote about Glen Rose is that we have that small, hometown, quaint, family feel, you know? So we want them to leave with that feel. We don't want them to have that one bad experience because somebody was too tired to pay attention to them or help them or anything like that. So we want them to leave thinking, man, you know, I want to bring the whole family here next year, you know, for a family reunion or something. And I'll be doing the tourism side of it, since that's kind of my job. Because one of the things I found out is, how many of you know where the dinosaur tracks are on the square, besides Dennis? Okay. It's amazing the amount of people that work on the square that don't know where they are. People come here and know we're the dinosaur capital of Texas. They're eating on the square, and they say, where can we see some dinosaur tracks? Well, I'm not really sure. I know we're the dinosaur capital of Texas, but I'm not really sure. Oh my goodness, they're on the pavilion and they're at the museum. You know, they don't even have to walk far to see those. If they want to actually see, you know, more tracks, they can go out to Dinosaur Valley State Park, or they can go to the Creation Evidence Museum, or they can go multiple other places to find dinosaur tracks here. So we need to make sure everybody knows where this stuff is. So those will be the kind of things I'll be training, you know, in mine. And we're making these short, condensed things. We just want people to be informed and know, you know, the basics. You know, they don't have to go on and give a tour of Creation Evidence Museum, you know, or a tour of Fossil Rim. They just need to be able to tell them what it's about. Because how many of you know that didn't go to the Creation Evidence Museum social? How many of you actually know what all's in the Creation Evidence Museum? See, most people think, they drive by it because they think, oh, it's just about the creation and God and all that stuff. Man, they've got a 25-foot replica of Noah's Ark. They've got, how many of you are Tom Landry fans? Yeah, there better be more than that. Okay, you know the Tom Landry bronze? Yeah. You know the Tom Landry bronze? Bob Summers did that. He lives here. The clay that they did that bronze from is in the Creation Evidence Museum. They have a biosphere there for science. They have dinosaur footprints. They have scrolls. They have artifacts from Israel. They have artifacts from Native American Indians. I mean, they have a working replica of the Guggenheim Press in there. So it's not just about creation, and very few people know that stuff, so they don't send them there, you know? So this is stuff that I'll be training on that side. Oh, there's Drew.
Howdy.
I'm sending Drew up next. First off, come on, Drew, come on. I want, for those of you who have seen the magazine, not yet, but here's a sample copy of the magazine. We want to thank Drew Myers. Everybody give Drew a big together, and everybody that's seen it, that has any kind of publication out and stuff, has said this is probably one of the most professional magazines that they've ever seen. Drew did an awesome job.
Thank you.
And he's a little less hair for it, but he still loves me. But Drew and his family also helped sponsor this magazine, which helped us to get it out and make sure it was a professional product. So this will be out next week, and I just want to thank Drew very much for all his hard work on this, and Dennis for the pictures and stuff. And Drew is here. How many of you heard about the Bee Festival?
Oh, yeah.
How many of you are excited about the Bee Festival? Drew's here to tell you a little bit more about the Bee Festival.
Before I do that, I want to piggyback on Steve's deal about the one bad experience. It was Sunday, it was right before my Defining Audacity radio show that I do. All my show prep was done, so I ran down the subway real quick. And I met some people that were in town for the high school mountain bike championship out at the state park. I had no idea this was going on. But anyway, we were talking and stuff, and I was talking about their experience here in Glen Rose. We had time to talk because it took us 30 minutes to get a sandwich. And the people that were waiting in front of me, they actually left. And again, I think that's a hiccup. It wasn't a big black eye for Glen Rose. They just weren't staffed enough to handle something like that. So, but it could have been a bad deal, and they chunked the deuce and they were out of there. So after a great experience all weekend in Glen Rose, so just wanted to share that with you. Bee Festival, I'm super excited about this. November 11th, 12th, and 13th in Glen Rose, Texas. Bee Festival, B-E. We want people to be instead of see. We want people to be good employees. We want people to be good dads. We want people to be good moms. We want people to be in shape. We don't want them to seem like those things. It's a bucket list festival, that's what it is. We want to invite people to Glen Rose, experience Glen Rose, and mark stuff off their bucket list. Now, it's very important for me to say this to you guys. I do not want 15,000, 20,000 people coming to Glen Rose to mark stuff off their bucket list. This is an intimate, exclusive type thing. My goal is to fill every hotel room in Glen Rose for 2 nights. That's it. I want 450, 500 people in Glen Rose, or families in Glen Rose. I want it to be a fun, intimate experience. Glen Rose can't handle 15,000 people. I don't need Larry Joe Taylor Music Festival in Glen Rose, Texas. I'm looking for that sweet spot of 450 to 600 people. Here's kind of the bones of the festival, and then I'll tell you about the meat of the festival. The bones of the festival are like this. Friday night we'll have a speaker series at the high school. The speaker series right now we have confirmed Chet Garner, the day tripper from PBS, and we have Michelle Stinky Bumgar. She started a nonprofit called One Fit Widow. The proceeds from this event will benefit One Fit Widow and the Live the List nonprofit. What they do is they help widows and widowers mark stuff off their bucket list. They fund them. They can fill out an application and they send them on these adventures. It's right along with our mission of what we're trying to do. So that's Friday night. Saturday morning we'll get up and we'll all put our spandex on and we're going to do a superhero run. More often than not on people's life list or bucket list is to run a 5K or 10K, and we're going to allow them to do that. Saturday itself will be the festival. And the festival, I want you to think of it like any conference that you've ever been to, where they have breakout sessions. So you look at the deal and you're like, oh, at 11 o'clock I can go take dance classes at the community center. Or at 11 o'clock I can go out to Fossil Rim and I can do a photography class. Or at 11 o'clock I can go over to the expo center and we're going to do helicopter rides, whatever it is. And then at 1 we're going to do something different, at 2 we're going to do something different after that. So you can pick and choose what you want to do, what you want to mark off your bucket list. Saturday night we want to do a concert. We're working on the venue right now. If we're to do that, I want to bring in a Texas country music artist that I'm in love with. His name is William Clark Green. He's huge. Sunday morning we're going to get up and we're going to do a service project of some kind, because volunteering is on a lot of people's life lists or their bucket list. So that's the bones of the event. Now the meat of the event is being built by people that want to come to this. People are submitting their life lists or bucket lists to us, and then we're going to build it around those lists. So if people have dance classes on there, or take art classes on there, or ride in a helicopter on there, that's what we're going to do at the event. It's not going to be just me on a whiteboard saying, okay, let's do this, 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 and this. It's not about my list, it's about your list. It's about people's lists that want to come to Glen Rose. We're looking for unique things that are outside the box that we can accommodate here. We can't send people whitewater rafting in Glen Rose, Texas. Okay? It's November, we probably can't do stand-up paddleboarding in Glen Rose, Texas. It's going to be kind of cold. So we're limited to a certain degree. But if there's something unique and we can't accommodate it here, we're going to put it on there. If we get 25 life lists that says we want to do art classes, we're going to do an art class here. So we're looking for like-minded stuff, and we're also looking for unique stuff. And the goal of this is to, and I probably should have said this out of the gate, when I moved my family here, it was my mission to make Glen Rose the best possible place it could possibly be. And I realized that this community is hungry for a festival of some kind. Hyco has one. Clifton has several. All of the surrounding towns and communities, bigger and smaller, have something like this. Glen Rose has nothing. A true festival. So that's what I wanted to do. And what I do on my radio show is we try to inspire people to live a bold, adventurous, and intentional life using life lists or bucket lists. This is right along those same lines. We want to inspire people to live on purpose. And that's the tagline. We want people to live on purpose in Glen Rose, Texas for 3 days. So what we're doing, how can you help? There's 3 ways that you can help right now. And we started way early on this. And as the months go on, it gets closer and we're not as early anymore. The first thing that you do, all the information right now is at glenrosefestival.com. It's really easy to remember, glenrosefestival.com. We're looking for financial support from Joe Blow, anybody. If you want to donate $5, if you don't donate $10, $100, whatever, we have a GoFundMe page set up, because we cannot do this without funding. To bring in my speakers, it's going to cost me upwards of $3,500. It's not terribly expensive, but it is going to cost money. Bring William Clark Green in here, William Clark Green to Glen Rose, it cost me $10,000. So it's going to take some financial support to do this. So that's number 1. Second thing is sponsorship information. If you're interested in sponsorship opportunities, please give me your card afterwards and I will email it to you. So I want to keep the lines of communication open that way. I just don't want to hand out blanket information to everybody to take. And I will say this, on our sponsorship stuff, all of it will involve radio presence. We're trying to do stuff outside the box. We're trying to do something different. And I'll give you an example. At the speaker series, if you're a sponsor for the speaker series, we have engaged the theater department at Glen Rose High School to do a 60-second commercial with the students at Glen Rose High School to act out a commercial for your business. So between speakers, we're going to do these commercials on stage. So something different, something unique ties in the community together, okay? So sponsorship, the GoFundMe account, and the last thing that I need help with are volunteers. And a lot of people in this room have already stepped up and said, hey, I'm gonna help. Sandra, Terry, Kristen, I appreciate it. There are other people in this community that say, hey, we're in, we'll help, whatever you need for us to do. And I appreciate that because it's gonna take an army to pull this off. And it goes back to what Steve said, we want people to come to Glen Rose and have a tremendous experience. That's what we want. And the way we have it set up, the square will be the hub, where we're sending people to every corner of the county. We're sending them to Fossil Room, we're sending them to Wheeler Branch. We're sending them over to the Expo Center. We want them to experience everything here, and they're gonna mark something off their bucket list in the process. So that's it. It's 3 ways you can help us right now. GoFundMe, sponsorship, and volunteer. And there is one other thing. I don't care if you live in Glen Rose, Texas, submit your bucket list. You can go on there, you can upload it, you can type it in. If you don't have a life list or a bucket list, we ask you questions that say, hey, what is something you've always wanted to do? What is something you've always wanted to experience? What is something you've always wanted to taste? And then you can submit that, and then we will build a festival around that. So submit your life list or your bucket list. If you don't have one, make one. Live on purpose. Tell your friends about it also. Because again, we want you guys to build the festival, not just me. Questions, ask away. Go. Yes, ma'am.
Do you have a flyer that we can start putting up around town?
Yes, ma'am.
For the locals and customers that we have?
Yes, ma'am. We're going to have posters and things like that. It's not created yet. What we found on it is we started way early on this. I mean, I can't even secure the high school venue because it's got to be 3 months out.
I just thought about like maybe even promoting the bucket list.
Oh, like just submitting the bucket list?
Something to get
Sure.
them going so that you're getting this coming in.
Absolutely. I'll get that in your hands for sure.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
What's the cost on sponsorship?
It's going to vary. We're looking for a title sponsor of $10,000. I know that sounds like a lot, but I'm going to give you the moon for it. And part of that sponsorship for the title sponsors, I'm going to host a 2-hour session for your business, where I come in and, Barbara, for you, that it's not you don't have a lot of employees, but come in and do a seminar about living on purpose, making life lists, setting goals. It's one that I go out into other communities and do all the time, but I'm going to give that opportunity to you as well. So we have them all the way down to $100 sponsorship, and you're going to get more. And you can sponsor part of the festival, or you can sponsor all of the festival. And again, we're trying to do new, different, unique ways instead of just putting your logo on the back of a t-shirt. Yes, ma'am.
But you do have lower sponsorship packages.
Down to $100.
Okay.
You're not going to get very much for $100, but $1,000 sponsorship is $1,000. Yes, ma'am.
What are some of the bucket list that you've been receiving? Like, you mentioned dance class a couple times, and photography. Have you seen anything just really?
I like
either
helicopter
alarming or
helicopter
unusual?
ride. Helicopter ride has been a cool one
Okay.
that we will definitely do if I can pull that off. My goal is to bring in these people, if I can get enough sponsorship, where they don't have to pay for it. All they have to do is we sign up X amount of people, and they show up, and they get to go on a helicopter ride. And our sponsorship and our, we essentially pay for it. That's my goal. The other one is people want to take motorcycle riding classes. So we've engaged a company or a distributor up in the Metroplex to bring their motorcycles in. They help advertise them, and then they offer a class for people to get their motorcycle license. So those are two that they kind of stand out.
So when someone goes to the website and they sign up, are they paying, like, is there a fee that they have to pay to come here to be part of this event?
There will be eventually. You can't register now. It'll be $85 for a VIP ticket. A VIP ticket will get you everything that weekend. You can go to the speaker series, you can do the race, you can do the concert, and you can do everything on Saturday during the festival itself. But to go right now and just submit your bucket list costs you $0.00, and actually we're going to give you 15% off of that VIP ticket if you submit your bucket list and we use something from it.
Is there a deadline for the bucket list, like, that you have, that you want all the bucket lists submitted by?
I probably need them by the end of June.
Okay.
But if somebody gives me something after June and it's really cool, I can add it. I can pull it off. Because what we want to do is, for some of you, maybe riding a balloon is not on your bucket list, but you see that opportunity to do it in Glen Rose, Texas. You're like, no, that is on my bucket list. Yeah, I want to go and do that. because that happens all the time.
So are we, like, does your website encourage folks to go ahead and make reservations at the hotels? And do people at the hotels know what this event is? And
Well,
like,
just
people
through,
start calling?
just through this. No,
Okay, okay.
Again, we haven't opened registration yet. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I should know this, but I don't. Is there a zip liner in Somervell County?
There is a zip line. It's a small one out at,
Rough Creek.
well, Rough Creek has one, but I was also thinking at Glen Lake. Is that what it is?
Riverbend. That's Riverbend.
But they also have traveling zip lines that they come in and they're temporary that you can set up.
Okay.
Sandra, is that on your bucket list, a zip line?
It's on my top 10.
Oh, is it? We'll make that happen for sure, girl. Seriously.
Well, it's also on Great Bucket.
Well, see, that's two like-minded things. We've got to do zip lining at the Beef Festival.
What about a taste of the restaurants set up, dance, whatever?
We're gonna do. We are gonna have a. It's not 100% sure. We're gonna do like a burger cook-off type thing, where if restaurants that do burgers can participate in that, but we also want individuals to participate as well. So the taste idea is a great idea. I know some other organizations in town that are doing that already though. So what else? Make a bucket list. You don't have one? Call me. I'll put you on the radio and we'll talk about it. Sunday night, 7 to 9 o'clock, Defining Audacity Radio Show. We talk about it every Sunday. KOME 95.3. Thanks.
And I just want y'all, Drew hit on a key point. Tyco has the state cook-off, Granbury has the General Granbury Festival and wine walks and stuff like that. This would be our festival. I know Drew's doing it. This would be what Glen Rose would be known for. And how many other places do you know of that has like a bucket list festival, an event where you get a chance to do some of the things you never thought you'd be able to do? This is something we should all be proud of. We should all be participating in to help him get this off. Because this is Glen Rose. This isn't the Drew Myers Beef Festival. This is Glen Rose Beef Festival. And we gotta thank Drew for coming up with the idea, but he is creating an event here in Glen Rose that is very unique, very special, something that they would have to drive for miles and miles to find another event like this. So please keep that in mind, that, you know, if this goes off well, this will be our key festival that people will be booking ahead of time every year, wanting to book a year in advance to make sure they can, you know, come back
That's my
next
goal.
year.
I want people to say, are you going to the Beef Festival in Glen Rose? They're like, no, I can't. I'm on the waiting list. That's what I want. I want to be that exclusive.
Yeah.
What has happened is Michelle Stinky-Baumgart, the founder of Live the List nonprofit and One Fit Widow. I have a lot of her advocates on my radio show. And they are, on their life list is to meet Michelle Stinky-Baumgart. These ladies, these widows and these widowers, are making plans to come to Glen Rose to meet Michelle and mark something off their life list or bucket list. This could turn into, and it just happened kind of organically, where widows and widowers from across the country come to Glen Rose, Texas for this particular event because they understand and they believe, after losing somebody, the importance of living life to the fullest. So
If that happens, we need to start GlenRoseMatch.com.
You know what's funny you say that? One of the ladies I talked to about her life list or bucket list, you know what she told me that's on there? Her husband has been gone for about 14 months, but she realized the importance of finding love again. She told me that, and I'll get you right here, so yeah, maybe so.
All right, let's thank Drew. All right, I have one more speaker. How many of you have heard about the Keep Glen Rose Beautiful program? How many of you have participated in a cleanup for Keep Glen Rose Beautiful? Oh, come on. All right. Where are you, Jamie?
Here.
Oh, back row. Back row. I want y'all to applaud Jamie McElveen here. But Jamie just moved here in January. And I found Jamie on Facebook because she was out with her kids. She was out posting pictures of trash in our parks, trash on the roads, trash in all of our gyms that we have here. And she was basically shaming the citizens into letting it get that way. We're a tourism industry, but we can't expect the tourism people to pick up their stuff. We can post signs and stuff everywhere, but we need to be proud of our own area. You know, our kids play there and everything like that. So Jamie and I got together and we set her up as, what are you called? The coordinator of the Keep Glen Rose Beautiful program. And so I asked her to come up here and speak today, and she's got a new cleanup coming up, and we're really excited about it, and I hope we get a lot more people coming to join. So this is Jamie McElveen. I want everybody to thank her for taking so much pride in
Okay, so Kelly introduced me. My name is Jamie McElveen. We moved here in January, and as she said, I enjoy taking drives on the back roads, but I was appalled at all the trash that I found. And I posted a whole trash bag's worth on the Facebook page, and I received lots of support from the community, and that's it solidified my decision to become an affiliate for Glen Rose. So as we all know, Glen Rose is a top tourist destination. Fossil Rim Wildlife Center and Dinosaur Valley State Park bring in hundreds of thousands of visitors annually. When people come to visit, we want them to eat at our restaurants, visit local attractions, and shop in the town square. It is our duty as residents to take pride in our community and really make Glen Rose beautiful. By starting Keep Glen Rose Beautiful, my mission is to educate and engage residents of Glen Rose to take responsibility for improving their community environment. I'm trying to empower residents, businesses, and the government to make Glen Rose a greener, cleaner place to live, work, and play. I want to get litter off the streets and out of the parks. Keep Glen Rose Beautiful had a very successful event cleaning Big Rocks Park in March. We picked up plastic, diapers, clothes, shoes, and a ton of glass and cigarette butts. We even had kids come up and thank us for cleaning. Our next event, there's flyers in the back.
How many of you recognize this place? How many of you love this place? All right. We got permission from the owners to be able to go on there and clean it up. Pick up the trash. I think there's an old mattress. Is it still out there?
Yeah.
There's an old mattress out
Been
there.
there for 3 years.
Oh, gosh.
That's what I heard.
Anyway, so we're gonna get out there and get it cleaned up because that's one of our top photography stops in Glen Rose. And it's one of our oldest remaining petrified wood buildings, you know, that's in bad disrepair. But Jamie is a beautiful photographer as well, so she took this picture with the blue bonnets looking up on it and stuff. But go ahead and tell them what else you've got planned for that picture.
Okay, so it is May 14th. Riverbend Landscaping has graciously volunteered to help us with the mowing and trimming, but we will still need people to come out and help with trimming up because there's a bunch of trees growing around it. I'm also working with the local garden clubs. They're going to mark off the wildflowers so they don't get mowed over, so the bluebonnets continue to bloom and grow larger in area. You can find that information and more on the Facebook page, Keep Glen Rose Beautiful. Each one of us can make a difference if we all make an effort to pick up trash when we see it. I've made the pledge to do 10 on Tuesday. You just pick up 10 pieces of trash on Tuesday. That's it.
And
If all
that's
of us-
great for businesses.
Mhm.
Any of you that have businesses, I know Annette does it, just to go out in front of your area or in your parking lot and pick up 10 pieces of trash. You know, it's amazing how much better the place looks at that. It doesn't take very long. Just 10 pieces of trash on Tuesday, just get out there and do it.
Or just whenever you.
Or whenever, you know. It'll become a habit, you know, so it makes it a lot, and that'll keep the businesses clean, you know, because we want people as they drive through to think, wow, this is a really neat, clean, you know, community, you know, look at even, you know, trim up your shrub. I'm gonna get the dinosaurs repainted, you know, out front of my place so that they don't look like they're decaying. But and the high school art department's gonna be doing that, but we can all do our part in keeping up our frontage areas, our front yards, you know, for that matter and stuff.
If we all picked up just 10 pieces of trash, that's more than 300 to 400 pieces of trash in one day, out of the parks and off the roads. Think of the difference we could all make if we all got involved and encouraged others as well. I would like to thank everyone who has supported Keep Glen Rose Beautiful and the amazing volunteers who go the extra mile to clean up our town. Let us all take part in educating and engaging residents of Glen Rose to take responsibility for improving their community environment. My hope is that we can all work together to achieve this dream and take pride in our town. Make the pledge and do 10 on Tuesday, pick up trash when you see it, and volunteer at Keep Glen Rose Beautiful to help us make a difference. If we change nothing, nothing will change. Visit the Facebook page Keep Glen Rose Beautiful for more information and upcoming events.
All right, so it's our job to make a change.
There you go.
Jamie keeps things going, so thank her, help support her, and if you find another place, she's pretty good at scouting out places that need to be cleaned up. But if you find another place that you feel like we really need to work on, let Jamie know. You know, post it on Keep Glen Rose Beautiful, and we can schedule that one next. All right?
Bird sanctuary.
Bird sanctuary, yes, that's a good one
That's
too.
on the list. Yes.
I have a window cleaning crew. Several of our businesses have failed to clean their windows, and they have old posters that are torn off, that leave the tape. Some of them, one I won't name, I don't think they're here today, but it looks abandoned,
Yes.
and it's so dirty. I fail to see how we go in there and eat.
Another good idea. Anybody else have any good ideas on what else we might do? Tom's getting a big old list. I'd like to introduce everybody to the new code dude. Tom, stand up. I put him on the spot.
All right.
He has replaced Ray Moody, who retired. He just got here this week, didn't you?
Yes.
So, everybody welcome Thomas. He's out on the streets and learning all about Glen Rose. I told him to come here so he can learn a little bit more. I see he's got like 3 pages of notes already. So, please welcome Tom Heap and say hi to him. Show him our Glen Rose friendly attitude. All right?
You bet.
Jump out of an airplane, no shoot with little bat wings.
All right, does anybody else have anything else? Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I've noticed that sometimes when people are mowing, they're blowing their leaves and trash into the street. Just reminding everybody to tell the people they hire
Sweep it
not
up.
to do that.
Yeah, I just saw it on my way into work.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, yes.
Thank you so much for saying that.
Anybody else have anything else? Did you leave? Oh, go ahead.
The chamber is not dead, Chamber of Commerce. And I want to thank Radonna Getz for being the glue holding our chamber together through all this transition. We have 2 ribbon cuttings. One is Saturday at noon, Miss Dixie's Cottage on the square. Next week, Friday the 13th at 11:30, Tumbleweed Lane is opening. That's where Stephanie Hall used to be. Embroidery studio.
The embroidery
She's
studio.
moving in there. Anyway, those 2 are coming up, so come support us. You don't have to be part of the chamber to come support a business.
All right, anybody else? Any other questions, comments, events I don't know about, things I don't know about? You all know that if you have something that you want posted, let me know so we can get it out. Sean's great at, as soon as I tell him, he gets it out there. So, and then I spread it out everywhere else. So, I met some of y'all at the spring fling this weekend. So we've got some new businesses that we're gonna start trying to help get out there. So if y'all like cupcakes, there's a lady back there that does some great cupcakes. And so I want to thank everybody for coming. And ooh, we're doing good today, aren't we? Dismissed. Don't forget to sign up back there, pick up your flyers, and come back next month. And don't forget the social on Tuesday.
Okay, yes,